Hey, welcome to the channel. I'm your host, the Outdated Gen Z. Well, since you clicked on the video, it's time for me to do another full game collection tour. I just did a full game collection tour about 4 months ago, but I think it's pretty warranted to do another full game collection tour with the amount of new stuff I got, but as well I did some reorganization, so yeah. But yes, this might take a little bit because I will be trying my best to ramble about everything I have in my collection, so I hope you enjoy, and let's just get it started. So just like the original full game collection tour, I want to talk about this masterpiece of random gaming merchandise. Sure, I'm going to repeat myself, but let's talk about this Pac-Man arcade machine again. It's not good, but, you know, it's okay for what it is. It's kind of like the old Game & Watches having the... I forgot what it's called, but, you know, it's not an actual screen, but it uses fake screens and stuff like that. You get it. So I guess the next thing to mention here are these Mario Kart guys right here. So we got Toad here. You may notice that he's all running out of paint, and I drew the mushroom on. This was because I originally put Toad in the bathtub when I was younger. I used to play with him a lot in there. And the stickers that were originally there slowly got worse and worse, and yeah, that's kind of what happens to stickers when they get wet, so that was kind of my own stupidity then. Then we got Yoshi right here. This is just a keychain, and yeah, I'm glad it's not a sticker. And then we got Wario right here. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to charge up or something, but it just never really worked for me, so I don't know. And then we got Bowser from a recent McDonald's Happy Meal, and honestly, did the quality get worse of these or what? But hey, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is one of the original Sonic 3 Happy Meal toys. So this is kind of cool. I sure hope it is from McDonald's. If not, it's just kind of a cool old Robotnik toy because, you know, it was the old North American design of him. Pretty sick. But otherwise, we got a Mega Bloks Pikachu here. We got some tech decks here. We got some other Sonic figures here. Silver's there. We got some Angry Birds Star Wars stuff over here. Look at that. Isn't this awesome? Well, then we got some Minecraft figures right here. And, of course, we got the Minecraft thermos and cup. But hey, from the camera, you might notice this one little spot right here. This is actually my CD collection. I got a total of 2 CDs. And one that's definitely most related to games here is the Smash 4 soundtrack on CD. It's just a selection of some of the major tracks from the game. And it's called Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS and Wii U, a smashing soundtrack. It comes with 2 CDs. The red CD here more represents tracks found in the 3DS version, while the blue CD more represents tracks from the Wii U version. But the thing is, the Wii U version has everything from the 3DS, so it just kind of makes no sense. But, you know what, it's a cool collectible anyways. But I'm just gonna say this because it kind of counts. Crush 40 is mostly known for their Sonic songs anyways, so I do have their most recent CD in my collection, Driving Through Forever. This is a compilation of Crush 40 songs. This isn't the dedicated new album they made like 2 Nights to Remember or Rise Again. But come on, it's Crush 40. It's a banger CD. So moving along here, let's talk about this slight little desk area. It's mostly just desk stuff like pencils and markers and other stuff, but there's game consoles here, and the gold cartridge found in the Nintendo World Championships NES edition. This isn't an actual cartridge, but it sure looks like one, and it sure feels like one. And it's cool because it's all gold and stuff, and has a nice stand and stuff. But the consoles I have here is an Xbox One X, the Nintendo Switch OLED model, sorry my Garfield calendar's blocking that, and a PS3. Now, I did mention a PS3 in the past. I'm pretty sure this was back in the 2025 October game collection video. Not a full game collection tour, it was just an update then. But back then, the PS3 here, the disk drive didn't work, it needed cleaning and stuff. But yeah, now it's all fixed and I can play games on it. Play Blu-rays even though I don't have any. I can finally use this PS3. Sadly, this isn't a model of the PS3 that's backwards compatible with the PS2, so it's just kind of inconvenient because of the huge size it is, and it not being a slim version of the PS3, because the PS3 Slim isn't backwards compatible with PS2 either, and it would be a lot more convenient for this little area. So I got the biggest model of the PS3, but it happens to perfectly not be a version that has PS2 backwards compatibility, which really sucks, but you know what? I'm playing some Peak games on there right now, so it's all worth it in the end. Alright, so let me talk about these consoles that are over here. It's literally just a Wii U and a Wii. Now sure, yes, why do you have a Wii plugged in with a Wii U right next? Well, for one, I absolutely hate booting into the Wii menu on Wii U. It's just super inconvenient in my opinion. Plus you have to turn on the Wii remote just to boot up the Wii menu and have to point it at the screen just to say, oh, I want it to be shown only on the TV, or I want it to be shown on the TV and gamepad. So it's just kind of dumb. And as well, my Wii U doesn't read certain original Wii discs that I happen to have. Like for example, Animal Crossing City Folk is absolutely cooked in the Wii U, but in the original Wii, it works just fine as long as it's scanning at a certain angle. But otherwise, that's why the Wii is plugged in. And also, just come on. There are a couple. Oh yeah, I completely forgot to mention this. You may notice that I have two USB plugs here that are, plugged in. This is actually the GameCube controller adapter. You may have saw it with the previous segment I just had with this tour, but I completely forgot to mention that. Thing is, on the Wii U, it is just used for Smash for Wii U. It's not even used to control any original Wii games with GameCube controllers. It's really stupid. But I do sometimes unplug it from the Wii U and put it onto the Switch because I'm pretty sure it might have something to do with the fact that it's a third-party one. But I could be wrong. It could have just always worked like that with an official Nintendo one. But yeah, because this GameCube adapter is third-party, it does work on PC. So I can definitely play random PC games with the GameCube controller, or I can easily emulate GameCube games a lot better because I have a more definitive experience with that classic GameCube controller. Alright, next I want to talk about the consoles hooked up to my CRT setup here. First we got a Nintendo 64. Already have the controller here. The GameCube, already have the controller here. There's two memory cards in there because why not? But honestly, these are amazing to have. Although that the Wii over there is backwards compatible with the GameCube, it just feels right to play GameCube games on a GameCube. Plus as well, I do have a chance to get a Game Boy player. And sure, there is a slight little crack right here. I'm not sure if you can see that. But I did get this GameCube for $80, and that is not a bad deal. Because it came with multiple controllers, a free memory card. One of them I already had because I originally used the Wii to play GameCube games. But as well, of course, we gotta talk about the Nintendo 64. This thing is awesome. The controller, it looks weird, I know, but you can get used to this thing, trust me. But otherwise, the one other console we have here is the original Xbox, and this is nice to have too. But this thing is fucking incredible. I actually put my Crush 40 and my Smash 4 CDs into this Xbox, and now I can officially listen to Smash 4 and Crush 40 music while I'm playing GTA San Andreas. Life can't get better than that. Alright, let's talk about this little area. I know the lighting is absolutely terrible in this video, but it's a game collection. It's awesome, okay? So I know that the DS and 3DS collection is up here, but I'm going to be talking about that later in this video. But let's talk about the Amiibo collection first. I'm mostly just getting the Smash Brothers line for right now. Maybe I'll dive into different Amiibo series in the future, but I just want to get all the Smash Brothers ones. And I'm not doing too bad so far, but I could definitely be doing a little bit better. So far I got Mario, Yoshi, Pikachu, Luigi, Ness, Dr. Mario, Mr. Game & Watch, Lucas, Villager from Animal Crossing, Bowser Jr., and Duck Hunt. And yes, they are all organized in the way that they appear in Smash Bros. Ultimate. And as well, we got some handhelds down here. So, we got the Game Boy Advance SP for the first time, finally is back on a shelf. I got my 2DS back from when I was a kid is still here. And you may not see it as well, I'll pull it out because it's a little bit dark in there. But I happen to have a 3DS XL. This isn't a new 3DS XL, as you can tell, because there's no little nub on it, but it's still awesome to have a big, comfortable 3DS, and this is basically my main 3DS I've been using to play 3DS games for right now. But I hope to get a new 3DS, because those things look awesome. The new 3DS XL, it looks kind of cheap, and the new 2DS XL, that's not really the definitive 3DS, so, because there's no 3D effect. And also, I do think that console variant is a little bit overrated because it seems like people only enjoy it because the top screen looks like a smartphone. But otherwise, we got a good collection of handhelds so far. But on the topic of 3DS, I'm pretty sure those are skyrocketing in price, so I'm glad I got these. Or maybe it's just a new 3DS. It's probably just a new 3DS. Actually, no, it's just a new 2DS because the touchscreen looks fancy. It looks like my phone. Remember when I was gonna make this the official recording spot since ranking the Wii Sports Resort minigames? This would have been a bad idea. This place is kind of cramped. But it would be kind of cool if I continued along with it. But the lighting would be not really that good. But first of all, right behind me, I happen to have the Virtual Boy right here. This isn't the original Virtual Boy, this is actually the Nintendo Switch version, and I do have it more calibrated with the original Switch and the Switch 2 because I don't have a Switch 2. And honestly, this thing is awesome. I do see the hate behind the Virtual Boy because it is red and black, but it isn't really that bad in my personal opinion. It's probably because I'm used to actually gouging my eyes out by turning the 3D effect all the way on the Nintendo 3DS, but look at that. This is awesome. You can't beat this. But otherwise, right next to me here, we have a Mr. Santa that my mom made for me. This guy's so cute. Look at him. I love Earthbound so much. But also, this is where I store my Wii U gamepad now. It's just kind of convenient for me, and it gives me more desk space. So, if I'm ever in bed, I can just be like, man, I really want to play Wii U right now. And because the Wii U technically supports some games with gamepad only. Oh, am I set to get on the grind. But I guess we might as well finally start talking about games. So, up here, I still have this on display, is actually a Sonic game collection that has reversible covers, mostly the classic titles. We got Sonic Origins Plus, Sonic Mania Plus, and Sonic Superstars in that order. It makes a lot more sense to maybe put Origins after Mania because of release dates, but I've organized it this way because of the entire timeline of the Sonic franchise, because Sonic Origins is Sonic 1 through 3, and then Sonic Mania goes next, and then Sonic Superstars right after that, so that's my reasoning behind it, and it is so awesome to have all of these together. They just feel so right together, because for one, Sonic Origins and Sonic Mania have a little Genesis box art design. For one, I also put Origins ahead of Sonic Mania because it has the old black box design that the older Genesis games had, and then they swapped to that red stripe thing at the side later on in the Genesis lineage. And then Sonic Superstars right after that because it kind of screams that Genesis style box art, and it's just really cool. But yeah, right behind and below me here is actually where I store my Madden 08 collection because, you know, there's still some Scott the Woz left in me. I'm pretty sure I've been acting like him this entire time throughout this video. I'm so sorry. But so far, the current collection is Xbox 360, original Xbox, GameCube, Wii, PS2, PS3. So, yeah, we got 6 out of, I don't remember how many versions of Madden 08 there are. But also, speaking of which thing that's also down here, I got my 2 Game & Watches, the Mario 35th Anniversary Game & Watch and the Zelda 35th Anniversary Game & Watch. These are neat little collectibles, but I wouldn't call them the most amazing thing you should totally buy. These are literally just made for collectors, and I happen to be a collector, so they're worth it. Okay, now I'm serious. Time to actually talk about games. I actually happen to have some loose cartridges down here, particularly for Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. So, let's start with the original Game Boy line of cartridges I have. I only have 4 so far. We got Donkey Kong 94. Honestly, one of the greatest Game Boy games of all time. It's still one of my favorites to this day. It starts off as the original arcade Donkey Kong first, and then turns into this amazing puzzle platformer. It's awesome. And then we got Next, Game & Watch Gallery. I once went into a flea market and I only had $5 and I wanted to get a game for $5 and I got Game & Watch Gallery. Honestly, kind of cool. It's the closest I'll ever get to play the original Game & Watch games, plus they have fun little remakes in a Mario style on it all, so it's honestly pretty cool. I kind of am a big fan of the Game & Watch Gallery series. Next we got Kirby's Dream Land. This was Kirby's big start and was basically the only Kirby game I had for the longest time. So I'm glad that I have more than just Kirby's Dream Land, but Kirby's Dream Land is a classic still at the end of the day. And then we got literally my worst nightmare, Nigel Mansell's World Championship Racing for Game Boy. I don't even get why they tried to put a third-person racing game on a Game Boy. Like, that's a bad idea. Maybe a bird's eye view racing game would make a lot more sense on the Game Boy. And I'm pretty sure they probably did do a bird's eye view racing game on the Game Boy. So why couldn't it just be that and still have the Nigel Mansell's theme from the Super Nintendo game? But God. But next, my only Game Boy Color game here is Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. Honestly, this is the definitive way to play the original Mario 1 and Mario Lost Levels, or as it's called in this game for Super players. But that screen crunch, yes, it's totally bad. But honestly, I'm one of those people that's weirdly able to get used to screen crunch. So that's why I can still say this is definitively the best way to play Super Mario Bros. In my opinion. I understand completely why other people would think that this is like one of the more worst versions. But there's just so many special little bonus things. You can use the Game Boy printer to print out stuff, even though I don't have the Game Boy printer. But it's just an awesome version. I love it so much. But next, my 10 Game Boy Advance games that I have so far. First up, we got Dragon Ball Z: The Legacy of Goku. I'm gonna be so honest, I only ever played this game for a little bit once. Thought it was like, oh cool, it's a Dragon Ball Z RPG on the Game Boy Advance, and then I never played it again. Next we got The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past 4 Swords. This is really cool, finally having a official way to play the original Zelda Link to the Past. Okay, not the original, but close enough to the original game on original hardware. Okay, it's not really original hardware either. This is the Game Boy Advance version of Link to the Past. You get it, okay? I can finally play this game on that isn't emulated, okay? It's not emulated. I can finally play it. It's just awesome to have it, and I haven't gotten too far into it yet, but I will be definitely making an entire review video of Zelda Link to the Past in the future. Maybe I'll mention the 4 Swords version, but hey, Zelda Link to the Past, literally peak. And next, this is literally the only game I usually carry on me because I carry my Game Boy Advance on me all the time. Mario Kart Super Circuit. It's just flat Mario Kart 1+2 because it comes with its own flat Mario Kart game plus the original flat Mario Kart game on top of that. And you know what? Look at it. Look at how cute it's trying to be. But I'm gonna be honest, I kinda unironically love Mario Kart Super Circuit. It's not the greatest in the entire series, but I still get enjoyment out of Mario Kart Super Circuit, especially because I carry it on me all the time. But next I got Namco Museum here. This is a compilation of 5 Namco games. I don't remember which ones in particular here, because I do happen to have the manual weirdly, but not the case. Yeah, we got Ms. Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Galaga, Pole Position, and I'm pretty sure Galaxian as well. So, not too bad of a compilation on Game Boy Advance if I do say so myself. I kinda like the old Namco arcade games, so it's nice to have the closest experience I can to the original arcade version, because I don't really emulate arcade games that often, because they're kinda tough to do that at a good resolution without getting a official compilation like a Namco Museum, so it's nice to have at least one here. But spoilers, I do happen to have a second one. But let's talk about Pac-Man Collection for the Game Boy Advance. I got this at the same time as Namco Museum, and this is a compilation of Pac-Man, Pac-Mania, Pac-Man Arrangement, and I'm pretty sure Pac-Attack. And yippee, not too bad of a Pac-Man collection. Because I think Pac-Man Arrangement was either an original game made for this, or was like an obscure version of Pac-Man that just somehow got ported to the Game Boy Advance, and honestly, that's pretty cool. But next, this is a very recent addition to my Game Boy Advance collection. Literally just got this yesterday. Actually, no, the day before. But Sonic Advance 2. This has been an awesome game so far. I'm about 3 zones in, but it's an awesome game so far. And I unlocked Cream and Tails. There's Knuckles in there, and then I have to do some bullshit by collecting Chaos Emeralds as everyone just to get Amy. Nice. But next, just to finish it all off right here, right now, I have every single Super Mario Advance game. Honestly, I kind of love these games. I think they're the definitive ways to play some of these games, just like Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, because for one, you get an entire port of a more Super Nintendo-inspired version of all these classic games. Like, of course, Super Mario World and Yoshi's Island is already a Super Nintendo game, but Mario 2 and Mario 3 here are more based off of the Super Nintendo version, and plus they come with new unlockables and stuff. Like in Super Mario Bros. 2 and Super Mario Advance, for example, there's red A coins that kind of count as star coins in this game, or are more comparable to the dragon coins from Super Mario World. And as well, once you beat the game, you unlock a Find Yoshi mode. When you're in the subworld, you're able to find 2 Yoshi eggs hidden around the stages, and that's pretty cool. And in Super Mario World, you can play as Luigi with his famous physics, and in Yoshi's Island, it adds an extra level to each world, and it is the least changed in the Super Mario Advance series, but new levels are new levels. And Super Mario Advance 4 Super Mario Bros. 3 does come with those e-reader levels, but I don't have a single e-reader level, so this is basically just base Mario 3, and that's about it. Which kind of stinks, but you know what? It's still a really great version of Mario 3. But as well, all the Super Mario Advance games come with an incredible remake of Mario Bros. Arcade. And I'm pretty sure Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga comes with one too. And honestly, that's what makes these the definitive versions in my opinion. Sadly, I can't play the true definitive version of Mario 3 on Game Boy Advance on original hardware, but at the very least I can always play the Wii U Virtual Console or the Nintendo Switch Online version of Mario Advance 4 to get the e-reader level experience, and then, hell yeah, I'm all good. Alright, so you may not be able to see my face, but you can sort of see my face on the reflection on the TV. But I want to mention my games that I have right here. So, these are just games that I don't really know where else to store. Like, for example, we got these cardboard sleeve games, Wii Sports for the Wii, of course, and then MechAssault for Xbox. So, I don't know where else to store these, so they go hooked up right next to my CRT on the left. But Wii Sports, come on, it's Wii Sports, it's classic. And then MechAssault, honestly really fun, it's just really hard after the first level. So, I never got too far into it, but whenever I play it, it's a banger time. But as well, to the right of my CRT here, I happen to have my PC games. First, we got Angry Birds PC that I famously randomly reviewed on this channel just for fun. But as well, we got Garfield: A Tale of Two Kitties. Sadly, I can't reinstall these PC games at the moment because my new PC doesn't have a disk drive in it, so that really sucks at the moment. Maybe once I get an external, I'll be able to replay these games again. But I'm not sure if the activation code that you weirdly need for this game will work ever again, or it just does work. I don't know. I don't know, man. But moving along here, before I get too nerdy about my Nintendo games, I want to talk about my PlayStation collection I have so far. It's smaller than the others so far because PS3 very not too long ago got fixed, so I do sort of need to build up the collection, you know? So, starting off with Doom 3 BFG edition, or I guess it's probably called Big Fucking Gun edition. So far, it's been incredible. Plus, well, it comes with Doom 1 and 2 on here as well. Hell of a deal. So, yeah. But as well, we have 2 Elder Scroll titles here, being Oblivion and Skyrim. I haven't played them yet, but I am genuinely excited to. Maybe you might see videos on them in the future. It'll just be different other than just Nintendo and Sonic reviews all the time. But next we got Grand Theft Auto 5, This was originally a game that I had before when the PS3 didn't work, and I was gonna, like, you know, find a game to test it out with. But turns out the disk drive didn't work. But now I did rebuy GTA 5. Pretty sure it's a Platinum Hits version, hence the red case. But it's nice to have a version of GTA 5, probably the worst version because it's on, you know, the generation before the game got really optimized. Can't wait for GTA 6 to have the same story. But next, of course, we got the first mention of Minecraft Legacy Console Edition. Of course, this is the PS3 version. But I'm starting to collect all the versions of Minecraft, and I'm glad I've been given this. So, come on. It's a classic. It's Minecraft, guys. And it's the Legacy Console Edition, and I have a lot of nostalgic value for it. So, I don't have all the DLC installed in this version. I think that requires me to basically mod the PS3 at this point. But, hey, we do what we do. But next I got Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. I originally played this on Xbox 360 under my parents' copy, but I have my own version now. And cool, I can play Sonic 3D Blast on my PS3 like an idiot. But to finish off the PS3 collection here, I have Uncharted 1 through 3. I got all these titles just to say, yeah, you know what, I need some PS3 exclusives here, so there we go, I got some. And I'm probably going to talk about those in the future too as reviews. I don't know when, but it'll happen someday when I start playing through these. Alright, kind of a weird camera angle again, but I happen to have all of my Switch games right here I just pulled off the shelf. So, let's talk about them. Starting off with 1-2 Switch, I only ever played this once, just like everyone else. Next, Among Us Crewmate Edition. I bought the Among Us Imposter Edition, which is the Among Us Collector's Edition. So, I have Among Us physically, and I'm pretty sure this game doesn't even work anymore. I tried to get into a game on here, and it's just, oh, it won't let you, it disconnects, it crashed, error code, stuff like that. It just won't work. It doesn't crash it out of the game itself, it's just always an error code in the game itself when I'm trying to connect to a game. And to be honest, I don't even know if people play this game much anymore. But next we got Garfield Kart Furious Racing. I'm getting Garfield Kart 2 someday, I swear. This is a banger Mario Kart clone, and I don't care what anyone says. This is... look at that. That's incredible. But next, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. This was my second and only other Kirby game I have in my collection. Hence I talked about, oh yeah, I'm so happy to finally have a different Kirby game other than Kirby's Dream Land when I was talking about my Game Boy games. And yeah, I'm glad that I have a different Kirby game, and this game is awesome so far. You know what? Because I've reviewed Kirby's Dream Land in the past, maybe I should make a Kirby and the Forgotten Land review. That would be kind of fire. And then of course we got one of the most well-known Switch games of all times. We got The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I don't have Tears of the Kingdom yet, but I'm happy with Breath of the Wild. It's basically my Nintendo version of a GTA game. I mostly just goof around in this game. I rarely ever play the actual story. I haven't even beat this game yet. I'm just having fun messing around in the open world. But next I got Luigi's Mansion 3. Definitely one of my favorite games on the Switch. I don't care what anyone says, I'm a big Luigi's Mansion fuck, so I fucking love this game. And of course, another well-known Switch game, that's technically a Wii U game, but Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This is, of course, it's one of the greatest Mario Kart games of all times. It was already basically just a port of one of the greatest Mario Kart games of all times, but adds a sick battle mode. It actually is on a console that sold well. And plus it had a DLC that, although I do have some bitching about it because the graphics kind of suck, but it doubles the track amount from 48 to 96. That's fucking insane, even though the graphics look like a fucking mobile game, because guess where it came from? A mobile game. But Mario Kart 8 Deluxe will always be one of my favorite Mario Kart games. I'm really excited to see what Mario Kart World is all about once I get a Switch too. Even though that some people say, oh, it's a half-baked open world, and yeah, it looks like a half-baked open world, not gonna lie. But you know what? Mario Kart is fucking Mario Kart. But the thing is, it is so goddamn expensive. But next, we might as well talk about Mario Party Superstars. Honestly, I have Super Mario Party as well, spoilers. I should probably put this after Super Mario Party I'm kind of bugged that there's no super in this title, but I don't know where else to put it. So I guess it just has to be here. And Mario Party Superstars is an awesome Mario Party game. It kind of brings a Mario Party back into the what it should be kind of thing. Like, Super Mario Party already had a good start to what a Mario Party should be once again after the fuck-ups of Mario Party 9, 10, and all the handheld games. But Mario Party Superstars, although basically being Mario Party the top 100, but literally so much goddamn better, I do think that they need to go further into it, and I haven't played Super Mario Party Jamboree yet, but I wonder how Jamboree is. If anyone has any opinions on Super Mario Party Jamboree, please tell me. I really want to get that Mario Party game. Tell me if it's worth it or not. But next I got Minecraft. I actually got this originally because I didn't have a good PC to run Minecraft, and the Switch version of Minecraft Bedrock runs better than Minecraft Bedrock on that old PC. But at this point with my new PC, the Switch version is practically useless other than the Super Mario Mashup Pack being here from the Wii U Legacy Console Edition. Because, you know, I can actually turn on vibrant visuals, plus as well I can run Java Edition on my PC now, so that makes Bedrock Edition completely irrelevant. So yeah, this is kind of a waste game in my collection, but sometimes it's just nice to play Minecraft in a handheld format, so I do still play this once in a while. But I'm pretty sure this is still the rarest game in my collection, Minecraft Story Mode: The Complete Adventure. I really want to get Minecraft Story Mode Season 2, but the thing is the Switch version is really rare, and or maybe it's not too rare, but it's just fucking expensive. Or maybe it's not, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure this is still the rarest game in my collection, because this was like one of the last releases of Minecraft Story Mode before Telltale sort of like faded out of existence due to, I'm pretty sure, bankruptcy. But Minecraft Story Mode is really special to me. I originally played this on Netflix when it used to be on Netflix, and it holds a nostalgia value to me. So it's nice to have a physical archive of Minecraft Story Mode. It's kind of the worst version of Minecraft Story Mode because it doesn't really run that well, but I love it. But next we got Nintendo Switch Sports. Honestly, aside from the fact that this game doesn't fully base around the Mii characters, not too bad of a sports game on a non-Nintendo Wii platform. It comes with soccer with the leg strap, so honestly, I think it's pretty damn good. But next, of course, you already know I had Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. I actually got this used from GameStop with all this stuff included. The only thing I have on display is that gold cartridge, as I mentioned earlier. But this thing is kind of fun. This is exactly what I wanted out of a sort of NES Remix style sequel. So yeah, it's basically just NES Remix 3, but with less games, which kind of sucks, but it's still kind of fire. It's NES Remix 3. But next we got Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. This is kind of a random Pokemon purchase. I kind of have one goal to sort of get one game from each Pokemon generation. I don't have to get all of them, maybe I will in the future, but I want to at least get one game out of each Pokemon generation or series, because some games are technically under the same generation, like for example, Pokemon XY and then Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. And yeah, Let's Go Pikachu. Honestly, not too bad for sort of a starter baby's first Pokemon game. This kind of, I'm going to be so honest, this brought me back into the Pokemon series. Because I sort of like fell off the Pokemon series once I started to get more games, and I'm like, man, I really want to play Pokemon again, because I used to play that a ton when I was younger. And when I tried to get back into those games I played when I was younger, I was like, nah, I'm not interested. But then I sort of have the interest to play my old Pokemon games again, and I have been playing through them again, thanks to this game. I haven't beat it, but this brought me back into the Pokemon franchise, so honestly, thank you, Let's Go Pikachu. All better. Pokemon Sword. Honestly, not too bad. It's kind of open world-ish. It's more open than it's ever been, at least from like the experiences that I have with the game. Honestly, it's not too bad. It's not the best in the franchise. It's basically just an HD 3DS game, but it's not that bad. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. This game is awesome. It comes with a Puyo Puyo game, which is kind of my preferred favorite puzzle game series, and Tetris here too, so that's kind of awesome. I suck at Tetris, but Puyo Puyo being here, nice. I got this as a gift from a coworker of mine, so this is kind of random. We were talking about Puyo Puyo Tetris at one point, and this is really cool. Plus as well, I think it might have been used, but the DLC code that came in here worked, so that was awesome. But next, Sonic Colors Ultimate. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, Sonic Colors Ultimate isn't a really good port of Sonic Colors, but I never really experienced the original Sonic Colors that much. But all I know is that it's better than this, and how did they make a Wii game bad on modern platforms? Like, is that even possible? But honestly, it feels right at home being on a Nintendo platform because Sonic Colors used to be an exclusive Nintendo game at one point, so I'm glad that I got a at-home version, even though it's probably the worst version of Sonic Colors because it's the Switch version. Oh look, and there's Sonic Forces. Fuck Sonic Forces. I bought this game twice. I first got it digitally, and then I got it physically. So, yeah. Although I had the same experience as Sonic Mania Plus and Sonic Origins Plus, originally getting those digitally and then getting the physicals later. But honestly, those are way, way, way better games than Sonic Forces. Sonic X Shadow Generations is not really the greatest on Switch. On the topic of more Sonic Generations, it kind of runs like the Xbox 360 version, but without as much lag that I experienced with Sonic Generations a ton, probably because of like scratches in the disc. But Shadow Generations kind of runs poorly on here. It's not too bad, it's just the resolution is terrible. But I guess otherwise it's a great experience so far. I really got the Day 1 edition, even though it wasn't the Day 1 edition anymore, because, you know, I bought this after Day 1, so I don't get why companies do these Day 1 editions when people are still able to buy these on shelves of, like, months after launch. It's so dumb. Like, just make a collector's edition at that point. Oh yeah, one of my favorite games on the Switch, Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. There's going to be a review on this. I can confirm this review will happen a lot sooner than the other reviews I promised throughout this video. But Super Mario 3D World was one of the greatest games on Wii U. I don't have it on Wii U, but it basically just amplifies its speed in 3D World. It gets rid of like a bunch of dumb loading screens and stuff like that. And it doesn't really add much to the 3D World experience other than just improving it and adding like multiplayer to the Captain Toad stages for some reason. Plus it comes with an entire original campaign that's kind of short, but Bowser's Fury is honestly really awesome. I hope it's kind of the base for the next major 3D Mario game, because Bowser's Fury is freaking awesome. The next, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, another one of my favorite games on the platform. It's the first 2D Mario game that isn't a new Super Mario Bros. Game for the longest time. And sure, this game has been out for like a while now, but Mario Wonder is an incredible drug-themed experience. Let's talk about Mario Maker 2. Mario Maker 2 is still my most played Switch game. I just love making levels on here, even though that nobody ever plays my levels when I share them online because I was late to the party. But hey, I can say that I have a B rank on here, and that's it. That's not really that impressive. It's because I suck at the game, and as soon as I join an online match, I'm going to lose that B rank and then go back to a C, and I'm not going to be really happy about that, because that happened for a little bit, and then I have to grind out a lot of multiplayer versus just to bring my C from B after losing that B. Ugh, I just want to stick with my B rank and call it a day. But next, another famous Switch game, Super Mario Odyssey. This was an incredible experience. I beat it. It was freaking awesome. I don't have all the moons yet in the game. I'm sort of grinding that out right now. But I beat the game and it was... oh, it's so good. It's not my favorite in the entire 3D Mario lineage, but it's awesome. Oh yeah, and here's Super Mario Party. It's kind of cool. It kind of blows that you have to use a single Joy-Con though. Like, why do we have to use a single Joy-Con? That's dumb. Please let me use the full controller. But next, Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. This is kind of like a best of collection of Monkey Ball 1 and 2, maybe a bit of deluxe. Or it could just be a straight up port of all these, but I think it's mostly just a best of compilation with the levels. And hey, it is in the right direction for a Super Monkey Ball game, but now we just need a good new Super Monkey Ball game. Or maybe they already released one, I don't remember. But the final Switch game here that I have physically for right now is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's awesome. But I can confirm, I am getting Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. I tried to get that game so many times now physically at the store, but it's just always sold out, or that store weirdly doesn't sell it for some reason. I gave up and ordered it online just the other day. It'll be here soon. I'm just mentioning this now. I am getting Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. Just so I can say it in this game collection tour. You may not see the box out here, but I'll have it, I swear. Alright, welcome back to this section. I turned on my phone light just to get somewhat okay lighting. I should have done that for the PlayStation segment now that I think about it. But, you know what? Better late than never to start fixing up the lighting a little bit. And you know what? It's a game collection and it's still awesome. So, now I'm going to talk about my DS collection here. Well, starting off with Animal Crossing Wild World. I haven't played this in a hot minute. I've been kind of distracted with another Animal Crossing game, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But Wild World is really special. It's really charming, and I don't know, something about all these villagers being a complete asshole to you is actually really funny and really good, weirdly. I feel like that later Animal Crossing titles made all the villagers more and more lame. Even if you have one certain personality type of villagers in Animal Crossing New Horizons, for example, I still feel like that all of their dialogue are super lame and they barely ever get angry at you anymore. I feel like it's kind of good for the villagers to be angry at you, so yeah, and I feel like Wild World basically captures the perfect experience of Animal Crossing at this point. So, yeah. And then we got Big Brain Academy here. I haven't played this too much yet. I only goofed off around with it a little bit. And I don't remember how it was, so maybe I should start playing Big Brain Academy again. But next we got Brain Age 1 and Brain Age 2. These are amazing little DS titles that help you train your brain. I haven't hopped on these in a while. I actually used it for about a week to see if I can train my brain to do more quick math, and I just gave up after a week. So yippee for me. Anyways, Crosswords DS. Because why not? I just really want to get all these fun little casual titles for the DS. The DS was the first console I've ever played on, while the 2DS was the first console I've ever owned. The DS Lite was the first console I played on, and I played DS games there. So I kind of want to get like either a super huge collection of DS games, or this is genuinely just a dream, but the entire North American library of the DS. Even though there's like so many, I'm probably never going to get to that, but I'd like a huge chunk of DS games in my collection. It's kind of a big priority right now, but I haven't really found any new DS games from the used game stores I'm going to. So, yeah. Final Fantasy III. This is the DS version, of course, and it's a good RPG. That's all you gotta say about it. And then next we got Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars for the DS. I think this is on the PSP, but it is impressive that this managed to get on the DS. It's honestly really good for the platform. And it's one of those bird's eye view GTA games, but it's not bad at all. Honestly, really fun. But next year, I got the 2 LEGO Harry Potter games, years 1 through 4 and years 5 through 7. These were like some of the last DS games I just randomly bought before I actually got a 2DS myself. So, these were kind of fun to just have. And plus, it's a LEGO game. No LEGO games I would really ever call bad. They're just little fun, huge games to go through, and that's why I like them. But next we got Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games for DS, Vancouver 2010. I actually printed off a box art of myself because I originally only had this game loose. So, as you can tell, it doesn't fit it fully. I'd like to fix that along with a later 3DS game that I also made a custom case for. But, yeah. It's a Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games game, so it's just okay. Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. This is a fire-ass RPG. I would suggest everyone here right now to fucking play this game. Fucking awesome. And, yeah, here's my favorite Mario Kart game. I know it's dumb. I know it's dumb, okay? But Mario Kart DS, I love so much because I have a lot of biasness towards it. It was the first Mario Kart game I've ever owned. And it was also the second game in general I've ever owned. So, it has a lot of nostalgic value for me. Plus, it's honestly just a really good Mario Kart game in general. It doesn't have any major gimmicks from games beforehand, like the original Mario Kart was all flat, and Mario Kart 64 was the first Mario Kart in 3D, and then Mario Kart Super Circuit was basically flat Mario Kart 1+2, and then Double Dash was fucking awesome because it's Double Dash. But DS is just one of the more basic Mario Kart games, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I'd say people should look back on this game more often. Like, they don't have to, like, fucking love it as much as I do, because I do understand why people would like Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart Double Dash a lot more. Okay, honestly, Double Dash is my favorite, but the second favorite is DS. But I completely understand why people would just say, oh, this is the most basic Mario Kart game in the entire series. But there's so many good tracks in this entire game. Like, Waluigi Pinball is in here, so by itself, just Waluigi Pinball, 10 out of 10 game. And we might as well talk about Mario Party DS. This is an incredible handheld Mario Party. Minus the Switch Mario Parties that technically count as handheld Mario Parties, this is the only Mario Party on a handheld that is most similar to the console games. Because the 3DS ones were ass, and Mario Party Advance was just Mario Party Advance. So, Mario Party DS, it's just so good. Plus, it's all themed around all the characters being super tiny, so it has a really cool theme to it all. So, I like it. Next, we might as well talk about Metroid Prime Hunters. This is kind of a weird title on the DS because they put a first-person shooter on a DS that doesn't have a joystick or a C-stick. You basically have to use the touchscreen for camera controls and the D-pad to move your character around, and that's not really that good. But Metroid Prime Hunters is still a really great title, and it's definitely one of the greatest in the DS's lineup. And it's really weird that the DS originally got packed in with a demo for this game. Like, they should have just, like, delayed the DS's launch to finish Prime Hunters, but... Or even, like, throw Mario 64 DS as a pack-in. Like, that makes a lot more sense if they want to go with the whole, oh, the DS can run 3D. Anyways, New Super Mario Bros. This was the first game I've ever owned. And to this day, I still absolutely adore New Super Mario Bros. This is the only New Super Mario Bros. Game that is fully original, I'd say, in my opinion. Like, it's the most fresh, even though that it's quite old now. Like, this was made in 2006. But New Super Mario Bros. Wii was very empty, in my opinion, because it prioritized the 4-player simultaneous multiplayer. And then New Super Mario Bros. 2 was just a basic Mario game with, I don't think, a single original song other than just adding more ba-bas in it. And it's just filled to the brim with coins, and yeah, it's really satisfying to collect those coins, but it's just another basic 2D Mario game. And the New Super Mario Bros. U was, although I quite enjoy New Super Mario Bros. U, it was once again another New Super Mario Bros. Game. So, the New Super Mario Bros. Series basically gave this game a really bad reputation, but if they didn't release another New Super Mario Bros. After, I think people would still look back on this game as a really fantastic Mario game, even though that it's not new anymore. Because even when this was originally reviewed, people said that these are going to be looked back at the classics like Mario 3 and Mario World. And honestly, I still look back on New Super Mario Bros. In that way. I even, in fact, talk about this game a lot more than Mario 3 and Mario World. So, I just love this game so much. Plus, it comes with Luigi Casino, and the best of in Mario 64 minigames in general, or Mario 64 DS minigames, sorry. And then it comes with its own fantastic two-player versus mode. So, New Super Mario Bros. Is just a really fun 2D Mario game. And yeah, it started a revolution of just New Super Mario Bros. Games just filling up the entire 2D Mario lineup for a while there. But I just want people to look back on this game more often. But anyways, here's another one that has a printed out box art. And Pokemon White. I only ever had this loose and I made a case for it, so Pokemon White is great. It's just great, let's be honest. Anyways, Scribblenauts. Funny story about this game. When I was originally recording the skits for the first Sonic CD review I've ever done on this channel, I actually went out to my local pawn shop with my friend while we were recording some skits, and I actually bought Scribblenauts, and then I straight up used Scribblenauts in one of the skits, and honestly that's really funny. And Scribblenauts is a really great DS title. Honestly, one of the gems on here, or maybe it's not really a gem, I think lots of people know about it, so just play Scribblenauts, guys. Anyways, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. The only reason I got this was because in this particular version of Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, there's actually a Crush 40 song in here. And not even one that was originally meant for Sonic. I'm pretty sure it was used for another racing game first called, and the song itself was called Into the Wind. And it's a banger Crush 40 song, but yeah, that's why I got that. Sonic Classics Collection, or Sonic Classic Collection. This is a really odd re-release of the classic Sonic games. They're kind of like laggy, weirdly, even though I feel like by the DS they should have got like good Genesis emulation. Like the 3DS has good Genesis emulation, of course, but I feel like the original DS would have run Genesis games just fine. Like the Game Boy Advance had a really shitty port of Sonic 1, so yeah. So I feel like by the DS they should have been able to have a good port of all these games. But it doesn't run like super bad, but once you start like losing rings, there's a lot of slowdown in all these games. But on the bright side, it does come with Sonic 3, so hell yeah. It does come with a couple of the lock-on games too, Knuckles and Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 Knuckles, which is the complete experience. It's mostly advertised as only coming with Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Sonic and Knuckles. But it does come with Knuckles and Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 Knuckles, there you go. It weirdly doesn't come with Blue Sphere, which is the Blue Sphere side mode that comes when you lock Sonic 1 onto Sonic and Knuckles. And it also doesn't come with any of the other Genesis titles like 3D Blast or Spinball, or hell, I would even take Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine too. But it's still a decent collection overall for the DS. But, wanna know a banger Sonic game on the DS? Fucking Sonic Rush. Sonic Rush is fucking awesome. I haven't beat it yet, but I love Sonic Rush. And I'm sort of a Blaze the Cat enjoyer. So, hell yeah. Star Wars Lethal Alliance. I didn't really play too much of this game. I don't even remember much about it, but it's a Star Wars game on there. Oh, Mario 64 DS. This was the third game I've ever owned, in general. And honestly, once again, kind of like the Super Mario Advance series and Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, I do think this is a definitive way to play Mario 64 in a way. Because I do think it sort of removes enough stuff from Mario 64 to where it's kind of like a separate experience. So I used to think it was the definitive way to play Mario 64. Now I think it's just a way to play a different version of Mario 64. It adds 30 new stars, it has multiple playable characters, but the thing is with those multiple playable characters, certain power-ups that Mario used to be able to use in Mario 64 are now like separated behind other characters. Like for example, the metal cap is now locked behind Wario, and the vanish cap is locked behind Luigi. And Yoshi was fully brand new, so that was really cool. You can throw eggs as in like Yoshi's Island. So it's still a really good version of Mario 64 minus the controls, but it's just kind of a really fun way to experience the basically the game that changed the industry. So I'd suggest anyone to play Mario 64 DS, although it's going to be taking some time to get used to the controls, but just play it. Now, Super Monkey Ball Touch and Roll, you should also play it because it's another fun Super Monkey Ball game. Yeah, and next we got Ninja Turtles 3, Mutant Nightmare 3. I can barely see anything right now because this light is blinding me in the eyes, and I see those really annoying floaties, so I can't see anything right now. Anyways, fun, just fun. Tetris DS. This is a really great version of Tetris. It's all Nintendo themed from like the old NES days, and it's honestly really fucking cool. Plus, there's multiple different modes of Tetris in this little collection. I think mostly modes that are exclusive to this version, so I would suggest anyone to play this. This is a really fun version of Tetris. And anyways, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 08, it's a golf game on DS, that's all I gotta really say. Tony Hawk's Proving Ground. Honestly, not too bad of a Tony Hawk game for DS. Now the thing is, I think this is ported on other platforms too. The only other platform I can think of is the Wii, but I think with this being on DS, it's actually a pretty good Tony Hawk game on there. But anyways, let's move along to the 3DS. And speaking of the Animal Crossing I was distracted about, Animal Crossing New Leaf. This is the Welcome Amiibo version according to the box art, but the cartridge doesn't come with the Welcome Amiibo update on it, which either means I got scammed, or that's actually how it's always been, and they just put Welcome Amiibo on the box art just because of the update that they rolled out, but whatever. New Leaf is still a fantastic Animal Crossing game. In the past, I said that I wouldn't really enjoy it as much because it's a more grindy Animal Crossing game because you need a lot of bells to upgrade your town. Like New Horizons as well. New Horizons has a lot of grinding elements, and I don't really own that myself, but I have played a little bit of it, and it's just really grindy and dumb, but it's not. I finally understand the grind, why everyone loves these games so much. Sure, I do think that the villagers have less as a personality in these more grindy Animal Crossing games, but the gameplay itself, now although I'm saying grindy, this isn't a particular bad thing, I just don't really have any other words to describe it, but it is a really obsessive Animal Crossing games, both New Leaf and New Horizons. And New Leaf is really fun. You're a mayor of your own town, and I've been distracted from my other Animal Crossing games that I do have, like Wild World and then another one I'll mention in a little bit, but New Leaf is fucking awesome. And speaking of awesome, A Link to Between Worlds, The Legend of Zelda: Link to Between Worlds, is honestly a really great sequel to Link to the Past. Now the thing is, it does use the same exact map as A Link to the Past, but A Link Between Worlds is fucking awesome. I'm a Luigi's Mansion fuck, and this is my favorite game on the 3DS. I love Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon to death. It's more level-based instead of just being a full-on cohesive experience like the original Luigi's Mansion. It's more in line with Luigi's Mansion 3, all these different elevator levels being all themed around stuff. And there's multiple mansions in this instead of the different floors of a hotel. So yeah, it's kind of odd at first compared to the original Luigi's Mansion, but Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, it just makes sense because it's a handheld game. It makes a lot more sense for all of these to have different themed mansions, and as well you have to select different missions in order to progress instead of just figuring out puzzles all in a row. So I don't think that's too bad of a setup for a Luigi's Mansion game for handheld. So yeah, Mario Party Island Tour. It's one of those Mario Parties on 3DS. It's not really the greatest. And Mario Party Top 100. Although I'm biased because this is the first Mario Party I've ever owned, it's not really that good when compared to fucking like Mario Party Superstars I just talked about earlier. So, yeah. And New Super Mario Bros. 2, I already basically talked about everything I wanted to talk about with the New Super Mario Bros. Games. Now, although that I can say, oh, it's boring and all hell, New Super Mario Bros. 2 is kind of like a guilty pleasure of mine in the Mario series, and I feel like a lot of people agree with me on that. Like, we know that this game is fucking boring and terrible, but it's weirdly obsessive and satisfying to collect all the coins, especially in Coin Rush mode. Like, it's really cool. And, oh, hell yeah. Pokemon X. This is fire-ass 3DS game. Definitely one of my favorites on the platform. And Omega Ruby, I'm really biased, but this is kind of like my favorite Pokemon game. And look, here's the bad print job on the box art. It doesn't fit the entire case. I only ever got this loose. It was the first Pokemon game I've ever had. I've been given to it loose, and I didn't really care for the longest time until I started to obsessively get shelves of games, and I wanted to put it on the shelf. But at the very least, although that this box art is terribly printed, it gives me a spine, so it's better than nothing, and Omega Ruby is fire. Pokemon Ultra Sun, I never really played too much, but it's still a decent Pokemon game overall. But anyways, Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World. This is a port to the 3DS of Yoshi's Woolly World from the Wii U, and I never owned the Wii U version, and honestly, this is really good on the 3DS. Like, holy shit, they did a fantastic job. Now, here's kind of a little underrated thing in the Sonic series. Sonic Generations 3DS. This is kind of like a Sonic Rush 4, because Sonic Rush on the DS was Sonic Rush 1, Sonic Rush Adventure was Sonic Rush 2, and Sonic Colors for DS was more like a Sonic Rush 3. And with Sonic Generations on here mostly being 2D, and the modern Sonic represented here is more in line with a Sonic Rush style Sonic, this is basically Sonic Rush 4. Now, my only honest complaints with Sonic Generations on 3DS is the fact that there's not really much handheld representation in the zones they chose. Like, for example, in the classic representation, they have Green Hill, Casino Night, and Mushroom Hill. It's different than the console versions of Sonic Generations, but I feel like they should have done a better selection. Like, for example, the Green Hill's fine, because that was the first ever Sonic zone, so... And plus, Green Hill was actually in a handheld Sonic game before being Sonic 1 Game Gear. But I feel like for the other two zones, they could have done something from Sonic 2 Game Gear, or Sonic Chaos, or Sonic Triple Trouble, or Sonic Blast if they are fucking high. But I think it would make a lot more sense to do Sonic 2 Game Gear and then Sonic Triple Trouble. Then as well, they have Emerald Coast and Radical Highway, weirdly, from Sonic Adventure 2. Radical Highway is a shadow stage, by the way, so how would Sonic remember what that was? One of the dialogues he did say in this game was, man, something about Radical Highway just brings back a lot of memories or something like that, or it was oddly familiar to him. No, it's not. Sonic never went to Radical Highway. But I feel like throughout the Adventure era, it would make a lot more sense to do the Advance games instead. Now the thing is, they didn't do 3 Adventure era zones, so there was no representation for Sonic Heroes. It was literally just Emerald Coast and Radical Highway. I think it has something to do with all the Chaos Emeralds being unlocked in special stages, and you get a special stage at the end of each, section, or actually at the end of each zone. So I feel like they only did 7 zones to match with the Chaos Emeralds, but I feel like they could have figured out something, like maybe make it more like Sonic 1 when you have to collect 50 rings and beat a stage, or maybe even make it 100 if you wanted to make it more of a challenge. But I feel like for the Adventure era, they should have done the Advance games instead as zone representation, and then they actually basically did it perfectly in the modern era. They actually did a stage from Sonic Rush and Sonic Colors, more being in line with the DS version of Sonic Colors. They did Water Palace from Sonic Rush and Tropical Resort from Sonic Colors DS, because certain gimmicks and whiffs were more in line with the Sonic Colors on DS. And I feel like, if anything, they should have just added something from Sonic Rush Adventure, and there you go. They have a perfect handheld representation of Sonic Generations. But now they're just making me bitch about it for minutes on end. But anyways, Super Mario 3D Land, honestly one of the best games on the platform. It's a really basic 3D Mario game. It's more like a 2D Mario game, but in 3D. Basically what they originally wanted a 3D Mario game to be. Because the thing is, they actually wanted 3D Mario to originally just have tons of levels and all very obstacle course-like and have a flagpole at the end. But they instead went for the more mission-based with bigger, larger levels instead from Mario 64 onward. And Super Mario 3D Land basically brings what they truly wanted out of Mario in 3D all the way back then. So Mario 3D Land is really good. And for a handheld, it's fucking awesome. Now 3D World, although I love 3D World, it's definitely depressing that was kind of a console game, at least for the Wii U, when the Wii U didn't have a massive sandbox 3D Mario game like Mario 64 or Mario Sunshine, or hell, even though that Mario Galaxy is a lot more linear, something like Mario Galaxy. But you know what? Now that we have a game like Super Mario Odyssey for a while now, 3D World is just able to be appreciated so much more. So 3D World, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't thanks to 3D Land. So thank you, Mario 3D Land. And Super Mario Maker for Nintendo 3DS. This was the first Mario Maker game I've ever had, and honestly, it's not too bad. Although New Super Mario Bros. U was done fucking dirty in this version of the game, I feel like they should have done something fun, like make a New Super Mario Bros. 2 theme to be more in line with the handhelds or something like that. But no, let's just make a really shitty pixelated Mario U. And this game like chugs a lot if you place too many coins, so be careful. Now, Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS. This is the first Smash Bros. I ever owned. This is an awesome handheld Smash Bros. Game. And honestly, I like this better than Smash Bros. Wii U. I don't care what you say. So, yeah, it's just because it's just really cool. But next we got Tomodachi Life. I just mentioned the existence of me trying to get Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, and it is coming. I swear, it's not a lie. But Tomodachi Life on 3DS it's one of the greatest games. It is the greatest game on the 3DS at this point. I like Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon more. But it has a really fun personality in general, and I am really excited to play Living the Dream to see what that hype is all about. And I've already practically seen most of the hype. It's really popular on the internet right now. But this is where Tomodachi Life started. Most people just call Tomodachi Life Living the Dream Tomodachi Life and think that's the only Tomodachi Life game in existence, because nobody really played Tomodachi Life on 3DS because nobody really owned a 3DS except for us Nintendo gamers. Even though that the sales says that the 3DS sold a lot, let's be honest, we all bought one of each console variant, and for all of those people that love the new 2DS to death, they've probably bought like, let's say 1,000 new 2DSs. Anyways, Ultimate NES Remix is incredible. It's kind of a best of compilation of NES Remix 1 and 2 from Wii U. I love this 3DS game so much. I love NES Remix to death. I'm gonna be so honest, I got sick of that light being directly in my eyeballs, so now you don't get good lighting anymore. Anyways, I'm gonna talk about the Xbox games, but I do have some N64 games here too, so I'm gonna talk about my N64 collection first. First, we of course got Super Mario 64. If you don't have a Super Mario 64 in your N64 game collection, like, who even are you? But next we got Smash Brothers. This is honestly a really good game on the 64. It's kind of odd because, you know, it is the first Smash Brothers, and there's not really that many characters, and as well, it controls weird. But this game is honestly really incredible. I love it so much, although that I love other Smash Brothers a lot more, but you know what, whatever. Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Really hard, really fun. Now we got WCW NWO Revenge. It's kind of mediocre in my opinion, but you know what, whatever. Anyways, Xbox collection. Starting off with Crash Nitro Kart. I just bought this because it was just kind of funny. And it's honestly not too bad. I bet Mario Kart clone. And I bet Crash Team Racing is probably like the greatest thing ever, so I'll have to play that someday, but I don't have that in my collection yet. I'm sorry. But anyways, let's move on to Crimson Skies. Really fucking awesome. It's very arcadey, but it's one of the greatest games on the original Xbox. And they probably need to make a new Crimson Skies game someday, just for funsies. Anyways, we got a nice assortment of some sports games here. I don't really play them that much, but hell yeah, there's sports games on the Xbox, so we'll take it. We'll take it. And next we got Grand Theft Auto 3, but this is particularly one that was meant to be a part of a bundle, so the box art is kind of weird, but you know what? It's GTA 3, so it's fire. And before I move along, I do have GTA San Andreas for the original Xbox, but that is just a loose disc, and that was also part of that same bundle, so yep. Anyways, Halo, am I right? Halo is the most famous game on the original Xbox, so of course I have to have Halo on here. Hell, Xbox wouldn't even be a thing without Halo being here. And it's a great game, so... And Halo 2, also a great game. So, yeah. Lego Star Wars, the video game for Xbox, I literally only got this because I was able to get a couple free games when I originally bought my original Xbox. I got Halo 2, and this... What a great lineup. Next we got more sports games here. Once again, I don't really play them, but they're sports games on the original Xbox, so hell yeah. Next we got Terraria. I hope I pronounced that right, but this is honestly a really fun game on Xbox. It's kind of like Halo, but it's just a really good game. Just trust me, I would highly suggest anyone to play this if they have an Xbox. Anyways, here's a little funny thing. I decided to get Sneak King for Xbox. It says that it includes the Xbox 360 version, but it's literally just an original Xbox game that happens to be supported on Xbox 360, so it's kind of weird actually. But it's a fun collectible. This was a Burger King exclusive video game. Think about that. A Burger King exclusive video game. Sonic Mega Collection Plus. This was the first Sonic compilation I've ever owned. I actually bought this before Sonic Origins, before it launched, because from what I heard, it seems like that the original games weren't going to be on Sonic Origins. And it's true, the original Genesis games were not on the Sonic Origins compilation. They had remasters of it and classic mode that isn't really classic mode. So I'm glad that I was able to experience the Michael Jackson soundtrack in some way, so thank you Sonic Mega Collection Plus, and thank you for having a better selection of games. Because you do happen to come with Sonic Spinball, Sonic 3 Blast, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, and Sonic 3 alone, and Sonic and Knuckles alone. And Sonic Origins can't really say that. It's just, oh, here's Sonic 3 Knuckles, and here's 12 Game Gear games. Again. And again. And again. And again. And again. And again. Tetris Worlds. Honestly, a really weird Tetris game. Just trust me, play it, it's weird. But next, let's move along to my Xbox 360 games, starting with Assassin's Creed 1 through 3. I haven't really played 2 and 3, but I have played some of 1. And it's been a great game so far, so I'm sure 2 and 3 are going to be just as good. But Batman, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Origins, fantastic games to have on my body here. So... oh, these games are so good. Trust me, play the Batman Arkham games. They're the greatest things ever. But I feel like everyone here that knows what the Batman Arkham games are probably already played them. But if you're one of those weirdos that never played the Batman Arkham games, fucking play them. BioShock Infinite, not too bad. Fallout 3, it's in the backlog right now, but it seems pretty fire. Final Fantasy 13. Don't ask why I decided to prioritize this in my game collection, but whatever. I will do me. Gears of War 1 through 3. This is awesome. These are really great games on the Xbox 360, but I haven't really played them that much. I'm just kind of like going throughout the series, starting with Gears of War, and then I'm going to play 2, then I'm going to play 3, and then, spoilers, I have 4, so, yeah. Anyways, GTA San Andreas for Xbox 360. This version is okay. It's heavily based off of the mobile port. It practically is just the mobile port, but for 360. But the thing is, it's the only mobile port of a GTA game that made it to a console. Vice City never made it, GTA 3 never made it, only San Andreas. It was probably because it was, honestly, the greatest GTA game of all times, but it's not really that good. It's really glitchy. Some of the dialogue cuts in and out, and it's just not really the greatest port of GTA San Andreas. Just play the original Xbox version. Hell, even on Xbox One, or if the Series X supports backwards compatibility, I'm not too sure, they still support the original Xbox version of San Andreas, while they support this one at the same time. So just use the original Xbox disc. Please. GTA 4, this game is awesome, except for the way that you have to control cars in this game. Other than that, It's kind of fun and funny, and mostly funny. This game is funny. The Lego Movie video game, or more called Lego the Lego Movie video game. This is the first Lego game I've ever owned, and that's all I gotta say about it. It is a Lego game indeed. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, and this is the version that comes with an instrumental CD soundtrack. Screw you for making an instrumental, but this is a fire game. Please play it. Oh, and here we are again. Back to the Legacy Console editions of Minecraft. Minecraft Xbox 360 edition. And this is the first version I've ever played, so if I ever play Minecraft on Xbox 360, it's going to be a nostalgic experience, even though that Legacy Console edition is on other platforms, and I can more easily play those other platforms because I don't really have an Xbox 360. I just have all these Xbox 360 games because my parents have the Xbox 360, and I probably need to get my own Xbox 360 in order to play this in my own room. But memories. And yeah, here's my other Namco Museum. Namco Museum Virtual Arcade. Awesome. Orange Box is literally the greatest deal of all times. I'm currently playing Portal through this. This is awesome. It has 10 billion Half-Life 2s. It comes with Team Fortress 2 and Portal. Yes. Resident Evil 5, I've yet to play it, but it's a Resident Evil game, so yeah. But here's a fire game, Sonic Unleashed. I only played one level of it so far, but a review is happening in the future. I promise you. This video is already just dedicated to me confirming what reviews are happening in the future. Oh my god. But yes, I do have Sonic Generations on here as well. Don't ask why Sonic Generations is after Unleashed, because Generations would come first in the alphabet. I actually organized Sonic games in order of the timeline. So yeah, Sonic Generations is fire. Soul Calibur 4, really great fighting game. That's all I really gotta say about it. Tomb Raider, it's in the backlog. I can't wait to play this someday though. But next we might as well talk about the Kinect games that I have so far. Kinect Sports, it is literally just Wii Sports, but Kinect. Sonic Free Riders is the only Sonic Riders game I own. I honestly think it's not that bad. It is honestly really good, except for the fact that the Kinect is kind of finicky, but the Kinect is always finicky, so it's a good game at heart, trust me. Plus the soundtrack is fire. Every bad Sonic game does, except for Sonic the Hedgehog 4. U-Star 2 in the movies. I just got this because I watched a video on YouTube and I thought this game looked really funny. And yeah, it's funny. Anyways, let's talk about my small Xbox One collection I have so far. I don't really have that much because I absolutely despise Xbox for having these large updates, and I can barely fit anything on my Xbox One anymore because, you know, I actually filled up with the supported backwards compatible games first. But we got Gears of War 4, as I mentioned, so yeah, I'm going to be playing this after I beat Gears of War 1, 2, 3. Red Dead Redemption 2 is Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't care that I haven't played Red Dead Revolver or Red Dead Redemption, but this game looked really awesome, so that's why I have it. Finally, Team Sonic Racing. I found this game sealed at my local pawn shop. I just got it just for that alone. Like, this is a brand new copy of Team Sonic Racing, and at least I got the best version of Team Sonic Racing, unlike what happened with other Sonic games, with me getting, you know, Sonic Forces on Switch, Sonic Colors Ultimate on Switch. God damn it. But before I move along to my favorite part, I just want to mention this little area right here. This is where I put most of my merchandise. This is all Mario themed. This is all Sonic and Sega themed down here. I have a Genesis Mini here, and I have a reserved area for an NES Classic and SNES Classic. So, yeah, it's going to be awesome once I get those other mini consoles. But, yeah, let's move along to the best part. My disc-based Nintendo collection. Starting with the GameCube. So, of course, Luigi's Mansion. You get it. I love Luigi's Mansion so much. And Mario Kart Double Dash is my favorite Mario Kart game. It's awesome. It has a fun gimmick. The only bad part about this is the fact that Luigi's hat is backwards on the box art. Mario Party 7. This is one of the GameCube Mario Parties, so it's awesome, but I haven't really played too much of it, so whoops. But Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. This is an incredible RPG, and it's been really great so far. I can't wait to beat it. Sonic Heroes, this is an underrated 3D Sonic game. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, sure, the controls are kind of janky sometimes, but get better. Sonic Heroes is awesome, and it's Sonic Heroes. It's awesome, and Sega needs to re-release Sonic Heroes because it's awesome. Star Fox Assault. Honestly, I kind of hope that the new Star Fox game would be a sort of good sequel to this. But no, of course not. Let's just get another Star Fox 64, why don't we? Super Mario Strikers, this is a fun soccer game. This is the kind of sports games I'm always interested in. A Mario sports game. Mwah. Next we got Super Mario Sunshine, honestly my favorite 3D Mario game. I know that's kind of the most controversial thing I've ever said, or maybe I said tons of controversial things throughout this video. I feel like I have, but Mario Sunshine is a really fun game. Plus it's all about sunshine and beaches and sunshine and water flood packs. Next we got Super Smash Bros. Melee. What kind of person would I be if I didn't have Super Smash Bros. Melee in my GameCube collection? I'm gonna be honest, this isn't my favorite in the entire series. The gameplay is good because it's fast, but I think Brawl's better because it has a lot more personality to it. I'll ramble about that in a bit, I don't care. Now here's the other Animal Crossing game that I've been not playing because I was distracted by New Leaf. City Folk. This is the first Animal Crossing game I've ever bought, and honestly, it's actually pretty good. It's very much like Wild World, but it doesn't have all the villagers that act like a complete dick to you, so it's good. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. It's haha funny Call of Duty game on a Wii, so yeah. Donkey Kong Barrel Blast, because it's funny because of the jokes related to Donkey Kong Barrel Blast because of Scout the Woz. Donkey Kong Country Returns. Awesome 2D platformer. Would highly suggest anyone to play this. Just Dance 3. The only reason I have this Just Dance game is because one of the DLC songs is actually a Mario song, so that's it. LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. This makes the LEGO Star Wars the video game on Xbox completely irrelevant because this comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, while LEGO Star Wars the video game on original Xbox that I happen to own only comes with 1, 2, 3, and then I'm sure the LEGO Star Wars 2 comes with 4, 5, 6, but this comes with 1 through 6, and it's literally the same game, so it's awesome. Now here's everyone's favorite old Mario Kart game, Mario Kart Wii. I don't really like it that much because it's bull. It's bull. It's bull. But it has good tracks. And it's really fun to play with friends. Okay, Mario Kart Wii is the best in the series. Okay, I get it. Might as well talk about Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, the only other Metroid Prime game I have at the moment. It's been really great so far, and honestly, I think the controls are pretty decent on the Wii, having to use the Wii Remote to aim and all that. It honestly feels really, really good. But here's another Donkey Kong game, the new Play Control version of Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. And this is kind of weird. And same as Mario Power Tennis here. It's also the new Play Control version, but it's using the Nintendo Selects version because I only found the Nintendo Selects version. And I don't really care too much about it. Maybe I sort of do. I might actually replace it with the new Play Control box art because you can actually swap out the box art to be more like this because I didn't like the border. So, yeah. I might have to buy another copy of Mario Power Tennis for the Wii, or at least get a different case. I think it would make more sense to get a different case. But otherwise, Mario Power Tennis is still Mario Power Tennis. It has the greatest cutscenes out of any video game, let's be honest. And yeah, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I already talked about everything I wanted to talk about with New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I think it's plain, I think it's boring, but it's only not boring when you're playing with 3 other people, so yeah. Sonic and the Secret Rings. This is fun. The controls are terrible, but this is a great Sonic spin-off. I would highly suggest any Sonic fan to play Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic and the Black Knight, even though I had never played Sonic and the Black Knight that much. But yeah, the only other Sonic game I have for the Wii here is the Wii version of Unleashed, and it's different, it's weird. I wouldn't highly suggest anyone to play the Wii version of Sonic Unleashed, but I'm probably going to end up talking about this game in the future as a separate review compared to the Xbox 360 edition, because I'm dumb. Anyways, Super Mario Galaxy. I really wish I didn't have the Nintendo Selects version, because the box art looks beautiful, and the Nintendo Selects border kind of ruins that. But Super Mario Galaxy is an incredible Mario game. It's a lot of people's favorite 3D Mario game, and hell, it sometimes might be a lot of people's favorite game of all time. But Super Mario Galaxy isn't my favorite in the entire series, in my personal opinion. Actually, no. It is. Okay. But it isn't my favorite game of all times. I like Sunshine a lot more, okay? I'm a weird Sunshine guy. I don't care what anyone says. But Galaxy is incredible. And I have played a bit of Mario Galaxy 2 first before Mario Galaxy 1, because I got Mario Galaxy 2 in my game collection first. And I'm going to restart this after I beat Mario Galaxy 1, and it's mostly just more Mario Galaxy. And there's nothing wrong with that, because Mario Galaxy is awesome. Super Monkey Ball Step and Roll is funny. It's a Super Monkey Ball game where you have the option to use the Wii balance board to tilt the stage, and that's freaking awesome and funny. And that's why I love this Super Monkey Ball game so much. It's honestly my favorite because it can use the balance board. I don't care what anyone says. Super Paper Mario, it's awesome. It's more Paper Mario, but more being a 2D platformer with RPG elements. And honestly, it's really good. Now here's my favorite Smash Brothers game, Super Smash Brothers Brawl. Yes, the gameplay is really slow. Yes, tripping is a thing, but tripping rarely ever happened for me. And as well, this was the introduction game to have third-party characters, which was Sonic and Snake in this case. And it has the Subspace Emissary, has honestly the greatest soundtrack in the entire Smash Brothers series. And it's just my favorite. Next we got Wii Fit. I only actually got Wii Fit after I got Wii Fit Plus. I originally got Wii Fit Plus alongside my Wii Balance board, and then I got Wii Fit later because I got this dirt cheap in my local pawn shop. I literally just got this for collector's purposes, while I mostly would just play Wii Fit Plus. So, yeah. Wii Music is a terrible music thing. It doesn't teach you how to play music. It is literally just a noisemaker, and I'm sure everyone knows that, so I'm literally just saying everything that everybody already said. Wii Play honestly isn't that bad. Wii Play is mostly not really played that often anymore because most people just sell off Wii Play now just because, it's kind of forgettable. It is literally just a minigame collection more based around the Wii Remote's pointer. And most originally people bought Wii Play because it was just $10 more than a Wii Remote by itself, so why wouldn't you get that? For $10 more and you get a game with it. And yeah, Wii Sports Resort is fucking incredible. And a fantastic sequel to Wii Sports. And as much as I think Nintendo Switch Sports is actually pretty good, I think Wii Sports Resort did a lot better of a job as a new Nintendo sports game. And I hope they kind of do something like Resort again, having lots of new sports, or having like a certain theme with all the sports would be nice. Because Nintendo Switch Sports mostly repeats a bunch of sports types. Every sport in Nintendo Switch Sports is kind of very net-based, So something like badminton, volleyball. I'm not sure if tennis is on there, but I feel like tennis is on there too. All of that is very similar, so I want something like Wii Sports Resort again when they kind of think of more ideas to make up sports, even stuff that isn't really sports that much, So, just Wii Sports Resort. Awesome. Now we're on our home stretch, the Wii U collection. Starting with Angry Birds Trilogy for Wii U. I got this because it archives some of the mobile games that aren't really up on the App Store anymore, particularly Angry Birds Rio, and Angry Birds Seasons. And that's considered a trilogy, apparently, except Angry Birds 2 is now a thing, so that's kind of weird. And it's honestly the best console version of Angry Birds Trilogy, so, because, Wii U has the gamepad and a touchscreen, so yeah. The Avengers Battle for Earth is just a, it's just a fighting game. I don't really play it that much. This is kind of a trade-in game I got in my local pawn shop because one of the Wii U games I originally bought didn't work, so I traded it for this instead because I still wanted a new Wii U game, and that's why I still have it. But Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is literally one of my favorite games on the Wii U. Hell, it might even be my favorite game on the Wii U, because, for one, it feels the best on Wii U, and as well, it kind of makes a lot more sense for this game to be a prequel to Super Mario 3D World than Super Mario Odyssey with the later Switch re-release, and weirdly the 3DS version as well has the Super Mario Odyssey levels instead. And hell, I feel like at the very least they should have kept the Super Mario 3D World levels that were in here, but whatever, I guess. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, another game I'd highly suggest anyone to play. One of the greatest 2D platforms of all time. And I got this after Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but I do have the original Mario Kart 8, only because this is one of the best games on Wii U. And honestly, there's a lot of weird differences with Mario Kart 8 on Wii U to 8 Deluxe, now that they realized minus the battle mode and the less courses. But when you're using the gamepad, you can use that as there's this big button that you can use as a horn. And as well, 200cc is super fast in this game. It is broken. And 200cc in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is slightly slower, but I feel like with it being slightly slower, it's more easy to handle, you know? But as well, there's only one item slot in this, and the way that the item slot works in Mario Kart now kind of makes it so you can't carry an item behind you and then have another item in reserve, kind of like Mario Kart 7 and every other Mario Kart game beforehand. So when you get a coin in this game, it's ass. And the thing is, you get coins so often in first place, so want to win in Mario Kart 8? Don't stay in first place. Alright, and here's the last Legacy Console Edition I have of Minecraft, the Wii U Edition. This comes with the Mario Mashup Pack, and as well, because my Wii U is modded, I actually modded all of the DLC in Minecraft Wii U Edition. So, yeah, this is kind of like the definitive way to play Minecraft Legacy Console Edition for me for right now. So, and it's still Minecraft Legacy Console Edition, so it's still nostalgic to me, although that it just feels right to play on that old Xbox 360 with that amazing controller, but it's still a really great version of Minecraft. Oh yeah, here we go. NES Remix Pack. This is a physical version of the digital games, NES Remix 1 and NES Remix 2. And they just threw it all on a disc. And weirdly enough, they didn't mix these games together like they did with the Ultimate NES Remix kind of being a best-of compilation. Instead, there's literally a menu dedicated to you choosing between NES Remix and NES Remix 2. And it's just really odd that they didn't try to put it all in the same menu, but honestly, whatever. It's kind of a definitive way to play an NES Remix because NES Remix and NES Remix 2 has slightly different title screen music. Yippee. New Super Mario Bros. U. I already talked about everything I wanted with the New Super Mario Bros. Series, but New Super Mario Bros. U is fire, in my opinion. It's one of the better New Super Mario Bros. Games, in my personal opinion. It's a lot more, it has more compact level design, and it's not as boring and plain and open as New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which does kind of make it bad for 4 players. It's more possible to play with 2 players at once, and New Super Mario Bros. U is just a fantastic time. And as well, I do have New Super Luigi U, which is just the DLC for New Super Mario Bros. U, but on just the DLC campaign on a disc, and it's honestly a really cool collectible. I'm glad I have this. Plus it has this really fun green case, so this is awesome. Then of course I got Nintendo Land. This is so good. Nintendo Land was the pack-in for the Wii U, technically, if you bought the deluxe set, but Nintendo Land is basically this console's Wii Sports. It's not really, it doesn't really hit the same as Wii Sports, but it's still a good Wii Sports-like game. And yeah, Super Mario Maker is an incredible Wii U game. And honestly, I still think, out of all the Super Mario Maker games, I think Super Mario Maker for Wii U is the best. It just feels right to play this game on the gamepad and the TV at the same time. Because with the 3DS, While they stripped down a lot of features, the mystery mushroom is gone from this version, and New Super Mario Bros. U was done dirty in Super Mario Maker on 3DS. You can't share your levels online. In Mario Maker 2, although I love creating levels in Mario Maker 2 way more often than this, it just is terrible. Using a controller to just go through all the menus and place blocks isn't really the greatest in my opinion. Plus as well in handheld mode, it still doesn't feel right. I don't really know how to describe it other than the only Mario Maker game that did it right was the original. But anyways, the final game we get to talk about here is Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. I said that this was slightly worse than the Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS, and it's true. It's because this is just an HD 3DS game. I still love it. Okay, let's be honest. I love it. It's great, okay? It supported the GameCube controllers. It's peak, okay? I get it. It's the best version of Smash 4, totally. It's not like it has less of a personality. It's not like that the 3DS version has a better side mode. Okay. But with that, that's the end of this full tour of my game collection again. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one, and the one after that.